All right, seventh graders, you're going to do the first part of your notes on word structure, where our topic is using roots, prefixes, and suffixes to determine the meaning of unknown words. So that's one of the three parts that we are using in our vocabulary study. Reference materials was the first one. Now we're looking at word parts, and then coming up next week will be context clues. So why should you understand word structure? Understanding word structure will help you when you need to decode an unknown word. It'll help build your vocabulary much faster because as you recognize pieces of words, you'll be able to figure out what that word means, or at least an idea of what that word means enough to understand what the text is telling you. As you read more complex texts in high school and in college, being able to decode unfamiliar words will help you be able to do your work and your studying much faster. Vocabulary is important. So a prefix, the first of our three word parts. A prefix is a letter or group of letters at the front of a root to change its meaning. So it's a word part that comes at the beginning of a word. Example, inter is a prefix meaning between or among. Act is a root word meaning to do something. So if you have inter at the beginning of the word, it means we're having between, and if act's at the end, we're action between. The counselor interacts well with the students at our school. That means there's some action between them. All right, so your practice. Each of these numbered statements, those are, you could think of kind of a definition or an idea. You're going to come up with a word that uses that prefix. And then you're going to write a sentence. This would be in your notes where you'll write a sentence that uses that word. If you are listening to your notes, you get the bonus. I'm going to be doing one of them for you because I think it makes more sense that way. So for number one, how could you use inter in a way that means between states? What about an interstate? It's a highway that goes between states. So you could have an interstate. We traveled the interstate on our road trip to California. One is done for you. Now pause the video to do the others. All right, a root word, that's the foundation of the word. That's the chunk usually in the middle, sometimes at the beginning or end if there's not a prefix or a suffix with it, but it's the foundation that carries the core of part of the meaning. For example, fort is a root word meaning chance. Fortunate, then, means having good luck. The stray puppy was fortunate to have a good home. There's an example. So for your practice for this, you're going to do the same thing with two root words. So for 1 and 2, you're going to find a word that uses that root that has something to do with that meaning, and then write in a sentence. For example, with number 1, if viz means to see, what's something that uses viz? That's something that can be seen. How about a visual? Like when your teacher is giving a demonstration and they have a visual up on the board or in their hands or somewhere that you can see. So the teacher explained the Earth's core using a visual. There's an example. Pause to do the other three. Lastly, suffix. Suffix is the part that would be added to the end of a word. It's a letter or group of letters at the end to change a root's meaning or form. So basically the word part added at the end of the word. For example, shun is a suffix meaning action or condition. Select is a root meaning to choose. So selection is the action or condition of a person chosen. My selection includes 4 novels written by British authors. So for practice, this one's a little different. So you're going to look at these sentences, the verb or noun that's underlined, you are going to change the ending to add shun to the end. You might have to change the spelling, drop some letters, add some letters to make that work, and then write a new sentence using the word. So for example, number 1, I will do for you. The earth rotates on its axis. So if I take the suffix es, which makes it plural, or in this case makes it a present noun, I'm going to take that off and I can add a shin to it. So the earth rotation, okay, I could say the earth's rotation gives us day and night. Now you pause to do 2 through 4. All right, let's put this all together. This will be what you put in your summary for this. So it's kind of a little different than a usual summary, but we're taking the chunks of pieces that we've learned, putting it all together. So it's also a summary. So look at the word parts here that are defined for you and figure out what does that tell us about what preview and recreation means. So if pre means before and view means to see, what does preview mean? If re means again, create means to make, and ation means the process of, what does recreation mean or recreation? So wrap that up in the summary part. Tell me, what does preview mean? What does recreation mean? Using those word parts to help you define those. And you are done.